I remember this one afternoon, crystal clear. My son, who was maybe 4 at the time, was trying to pour his own juice. And of course the entire sticky carton, went all over the floor, the cabinets, his shoes. And in that split second, I didn't see a little kid trying to be independent. I just saw the mess, the work, the interruption. And I snapped. I raised my voice, used that tone I swore I would never use, and I saw his little face just crumble. The regret that washed over me was immediate and sickening. I knew in my soul that I had missed the point. I had missed the person right in front of me. What if those moments of chaos, of meltdowns, of spilled juice, what if they aren't interruptions from the important things? What if they aren't in things? That's the promise we're exploring today. We're going to take the brilliant wisdom from the book, The Whole Brain Child, by Dr. Dan Siegel and Dr. Payne Bryson, and we're going to move it from the page and put it directly into practice. This is Pages to Practice, a space where we go beyond just understanding ideas, and we focus on the raw, honest, and sometimes messy work of actually living them. The core problem this book tackles is something we all feel, whether we're parents, leaders, or just trying to be better human beings. It's the gap. The gap between the person we want to be, patient, wise, connected, and the person who shows up in a moment of stress. We get hijacked. We react. We see our child's big, irrational emotions, and we meet them with our own big, irrational emotions. It feels like a losing battle, a cycle of frustration and disconnection, and we go to bed at night thinking, I'll do better tomorrow, only to have it happen all over again. What makes The Whole Brain Child so powerful is that it gives us a blueprint, not of parenting tricks, but of the human brain itself. It helps us understand what is actually happening inside our child's head and our own during these moments, so we can stop fighting the current and start learning how to navigate it. So let's dive into the core principles. First, and this is the big one, is the idea of the two sides of the brain, the left and the right. Think of the right brain as the home of our big emotions, our nonverbal cues, our feelings, our memories. It's all feeling, no words. The left brain is the opposite. It's logical, it's literal. It loves order and language. Now, when your child is having a full-blown meltdown because their sandwich was cut into squares instead of triangles, they are living entirely in their emotional right brain. It's like a flood. And for years, my strategy was to stand on the shore of that flood and just yell logical things at it. It's just a sandwich. Stop crying. It's not a big deal. That's me, using my left brain, trying to reason with a hurricane of right brain emotion. It never works. It can't work. The first principle is that integration connecting left and right is the goal. The second key insight is the idea of the upstairs and downstairs brain. The downstairs brain is the primitive part. It's our brainstem and limbic area. It's responsible for basic functions, but also for big primal emotions. Fight, flight, freeze. It's our inner alarm system. The upstairs brain, the cerebral cortex, is where the magic happens. It's where we have perspective, planning, empathy, self-control, all the sophisticated stuff. Dr. Kroll. Siegel uses the metaphor of flipping your lid. When a child, or let's be honest, an adult is overwhelmed, the downstairs brain takes over. The lid flips. The upstairs brain goes completely offline. You literally cannot access logic, reason, or empathy in that state. And this isn't just for toddlers, you know. This is how a teenager's brain works when they're slammed with social drama, and it's how our brain works when we're triggered by a mess on the floor. Trying to lecture or teach a lesson to someone whose lid is flipped is like trying to send an email to a computer that's been unplugged. This leads to the third insight, which is the beautiful, practical magic of name it, tame it. When that flood of right brain emotion is raging, and the downstairs brain has hijacked everything, one of the most powerful things we can do is give the emotion a name. By saying, wow, you seem so angry that your tower fell down. Or I can see you're feeling really sad that we have to leave. You are using your left brain words to acknowledge and validate their right brain feeling. It's not about agreeing with the reason for the tantrum. It's about acknowledging the reality of the emotion. This simple act starts to build a bridge. It calms the storm. It helps the upstairs brain slowly, gently come back online. You're literally helping to wire their brain for emotional intelligence. Okay, so that's the theory. It sounds good, right? But what does it look like at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday when everyone is tired and hungry? Let's move this from the page to practice. Our first Pages to Practice exercise is called Connect and Redirect. This is your new default response in the heat of the moment. It's a two-step process, and the order is non-negotiable. Step 1. Connect. Connect with the right brain first. This means getting on their level physically. It means using a soft tone of voice. It means reflecting their emotion. Use touch if it helps. A hand on the back, a hug. Say the feeling. You're frustrated. You're disappointed. That feels really unfair. You're connecting with the feeling, not the behavior. The transformative outcome here is that your child feels seen, felt, understood. Their downstairs brain starts to calm down because the alarm is being heard. Only then. And I mean cold. Only after you feel that little shift, that little breath, do you move to step 2, redirect. Now that the upstairs brain is starting to come back online, you can engage the left brain with logic, problem solving, and boundaries. I see how mad you are that your brother took that toy. What could we do to solve this? Or, screaming at me isn't okay. When you're calm, we can talk about a better way to ask. The connection creates the opening for the lesson. Our second exercise is engage, don't enrage. This is for when the lid is really flipped. When your child is so deep in their downstairs brain that words are just noise. Lecturing or demanding in this moment will only add fuel to the fire. It enrages them. Instead, you engage the body. You appeal to the downstairs brain on its own terms. This could sound like, you have so much angry energy in your body right now. Do you want to go outside and throw a ball as hard as you can? Or, punch this pillow? You might even try nonverbal engagement, like just sitting quietly and calmly nearby, letting them know you can handle their storm without getting swept away yourself. The outcome you're looking for is co-regulation. You are lending them your calm. You are showing them, with your body and your presence, that emotions are survivable. You soothe before you try to solve. Now, let's be really honest. You are going to mess this up. I still mess this up. You'll be tired, you'll be stressed, and you will snap. You will try to reason with the hurricane. You will lecture an unplugged computer. The temptation is to see this as failure. But please, hear this. The goal is not perfection. The goal is repair. This journey is about rupture and repair. The rupture is the moment of disconnection, the yelling, the misunderstanding. The repair is going back later, when everyone is calm, and saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. I was feeling really stressed out earlier, and I didn't handle that well. I shouldn't have yelled. Can we try that again?" This act of repair might be the most powerful practice of all. It doesn't just fix the moment, it teaches your child that relationships are resilient. It teaches them that love doesn't disappear after a mistake. It teaches them humility, forgiveness, and the courage to own your impact. That's not a failure. That is profound, powerful teaching. And this, really, is where we move beyond just a parenting book. This is where we touch the soul of the work. Every time you consciously choose to connect before you correct, every time you meet a tantrum with empathy instead of anger, you are not just managing your child's behavior. You are offering them a new way to be human. You are breaking generational cycles of reactivity that may have been passed down for decades in your own family. And just as importantly, you are doing this work on yourself. You are learning to parent your own inner child. You are learning to notice when your own lid is about to flip and to offer yourself the same compassion you're trying to offer your child. This practice, it's a spiritual discipline disguised as a parenting strategy. It's about seeing the divine spark in your child, even when they are at their most difficult. It's about seeing the divine spark in yourself, even when you're at your most imperfect. So here's the ultimate practice, the core truth to take with you. Your child's biggest, ugliest meltdowns are not a roadblock. They are the path. They are your greatest opportunities for connection, for healing, and for growth, for both of you. If this conversation resonated with you, if it stirred something in that place that wants to be more than just reactive, then subscribe to Pages to Practice. We're on this journey together. And for our practice this week, I want you to share in the comments, what is one small moment you anticipate this week where you can consciously practice connect and redirect? It doesn't have to be perfect, just name the intention. Thank you for sharing your time and your presence. Stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep putting it into practice. End of script.